My name's Chris.
And I'm Kristie.
This is the Washing Up Podcast.
Post-wedding edition.
Post-wedding.
Here comes the bride and the groom.
Well, we walked in at the same time.
We did.
So
we
racing after the flower girl.
Yes. You saw this as a competitive sport.
So yeah, we mentioned it on the podcast last episode, and we've mentioned it bits and pieces all the way through. But
I think we mentioned it quite a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
We got married.
And it's all over the social media. There's photos everywhere. If you search up hashtag washing up wedding,
Because,
like we're on brand.
Our ratings were starting to dwindle. We're like, oh, what can we do to boost ratings? Every show needs a wedding.
A wedding.
Next up, it'll be like a new character.
Yeah, like Billy, who has been here all the time. You know what? If we actually have a guest host on, and I was trying to line one up this week now, that's going to look really suspect. Also, don't tell them our ratings are plummeting, because in fact they're actually going nuts.
Yeah, thank you
and
for listening.
Thank you for listening. It's actually been insanely good, the numbers. So thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we got hitched,
Yeah.
and there's lots of photos of the cake. Now again, Moorish Cakes, otherwise known as Monica.
Oh my God.
From the Great Australian Bake Off, made a Bake Off shed of a cake for us. It's all over the social media,
And it tasted divine. People are raving about it.
They really are. Tongues are wagging. Insiders are talking. Fellow diners. So it was, and for the record, it was orange and poppy seed with Cointreau.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was sensational. Yeah. So thank you for the well wishes on social media from people. Yeah. We've had a few, and it's been really nice.
Because we've been digging for ages. So if you didn't live up to that, that would just be sucky.
Look, we've been sending out hints. So
hints.
Yeah.
Demands.
Look, we understand the presents haven't arrived, because we will not tell you what miscellaneous city we live in. And I'm sure the Sydney Post Office. I'm sure the miscellaneous city post office is quite pleased with that.
Yes.
It saves them the work. But we need to get to the job at hand. And,
yes.
The job at hand is Gordon Ramsay week.
Oh, I wasn't sure how it was going to play. I was really excited because I love Gordon Ramsay, and I don't know why, because I'm against bullying, and he's done some pretty misogynistic shit from time to time. And it's like, I'm just a complete and utter hypocrite and can forgive him. It's like he's just got, he's Teflon.
It's like him and Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah.
They can just do shit. It's like, you're probably horrible. But
you're entertaining as fuck. And in the kitchen tonight, I've learnt so much. The way he was showing Janine how to cook that lamb.
I put out a tweet really early on. So it was a mystery box challenge. And first of all, they mentioned Ramsay and they mentioned Gordon Ramsay coming into the kitchen, and everyone went nuts.
Joe in particular
went mental. I mean, they pointed out a couple
she just didn't care.
They pointed out Jess and a couple of other people, but Joe was going mental.
Yeah. And, her and I have worked out, after she flashed in her buns, it's now Love Island and then Royal Wedding Time. So.
It is indeed. And as well, you can hear in the background, we're not going to pretend he's not there.
Leo.
Our dog Leo, who has joined us on many podcasts. It's very smoky in Miscellaneous City because there's backburning going on.
So he's warning the neighbourhood.
He's warning everyone there's fire. So we can't really stop him. So unfortunately... Or fortunately for some of you, because Leo's feedback and commentary is always world class.
On point.
It's great. Everyone loves him. So anyway, Ramsay comes in, everyone goes mental, and they go mystery box time. Now, what was the point of the scallops in the box? Because Gordon didn't want anyone to cook with them.
No. He's like, here's some things. Why are you touching those? I like lamb. Okay,
scallops are the easy way out. Don't take the scallops. And it's like, what would you do? I wouldn't touch those scallops. I'd go with the lamb. So why did you bother?
But you cook those scallops wrong and they're fucking disgusting.
Now,
I'm sure is what he wanted to say, but got bleeped out.
He had a couple of F-bombs.
Which is great.
I reckon he rationed it out. So
he's been given a quota of 10 for the whole week.
Now, we got into the episode and look, the first challenge is sort of an everyone cooks lamb challenge, first of all. They weren't supposed to, but they did. There were a couple of moments.
In the lamb industry.
Thugs in the lamb industry pushed the thugs in the scallop industry out for an evening. But what we had instead was something that was really unusual and really weird. There was nothing snarky I could tweet.
No.
Because Gordon Ramsay was offering more instruction and support than I think I've seen in the other 9 series put together in one challenge.
Absolutely. And he wasn't and I think it works. You saw the advice he gave Gina, for example, is like, oh, do you think that's going to work? And then suddenly she's doing these Yorkshire puddings that were literally the size of Yorkshire. They were that big and plump and fluffy.
And what I loved as well was like when he went to Aldo he goes, oh, what have you done? Oh, I've taken the cauliflower and I've done a crumb over the rack of lamb. And Gordon looks at him and goes, you realise that's going to bleed out and it's going to bleed all over the cauliflower and it's going to ruin your crumb. What you need to do is strip all that cauliflower off there right now, put it in there, char it off, sear it off, let it rest, then crumb it, then finish it.
Yeah.
Like, he's giving genuinely awesome advice to everybody.
Yeah.
Now, not everyone took it.
No.
We'll come to one particular person in a minute who I don't think listened to a word Gordon said, regardless of how many times she talked about watching his YouTubes and watching his shows and loving him. We'll come back to her in a moment, though, because you had a couple of interesting things. First of all, they said, what would you do? And he goes, I wouldn't mess with the lamb. And then he proceeded to talk to a number of people who were messing with the lamb. Hoda had a great response where we went over and said about, that's crazy in terms of when the idea of skewering it. She goes, I'm known to be a crazy lady. That was really good. There was Loki, he went over and said, what are you doing? I'm making a kebab. And it's like, that's $60 worth of lamb. He goes, it's a really good kebab.
Yeah, trust the Loki, Gordon. Trust the Loki.
The Loki one.
It's not just povo people who go out for a night on the town that want a kebab.
Interestingly enough,
Yeah.
that was the last we saw of Loki.
He just popped up at the end as being kind of like in the background.
He was standing in the background of shot. He wasn't even in the montage of mediocrity.
No,
he didn't even.
Kristen didn't make it.
Kristen was there for about 30 seconds in the first challenge.
Yep.
And Gordon looked at her and then that was it.
Yeah.
We didn't see Kristen again, which again...
It's okay. She's safe.
In the first few weeks, if you're in the montage or if you're, what one particular chef tonight, and I'm not going to say who it was, but one particular chef referred to as Trenting, shows they listen, shows they pay attention.
If you're Trenting.
If you're Trenting early on, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing. But the first challenge, it was just... There was all the talk about, look at Brendan, he's a hero for cooking with one hand, and my thought was, well, if he wasn't stupidly running upstairs for the Cobram bottle, he wouldn't need to cook with one hand. He also seemed to forget the very basic notion of cooking, which is to put your food on the heat. And that was a bit of an issue for him.
The other thing, too, is I think they really could have made it a nice merger with, what's that crazy American show where they, tie people's hands together.
The Alton Brown's...
ultimate,
Cutthroat Kitchen.
Cutthroat Kitchen. They could have Cutthroat Kitchened it, just to even out the odds for Brandon,
See, someone's wearing a canoe. Someone has to hop on one foot.
Yeah.
Someone has to cook something they've never seen personally before. Hang on a minute. That happened. Let's get to it. So Jess decided that she was going to go the scallop option.
Yes.
And Gordon seemed rather confused by this. And then it emerged in her many pieces to camera. It went from, I'm not as comfortable with this as I want, but I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone, to I'm not 100% sure if this is going to work or not, but we'll see where it goes, to I've never cooked with scallops before. In fact, I've never really seen a scallop until right now.
She did start to get really panicked that she couldn't make a dessert. And I'm like, you've got tea, you've got your staples. What are you waiting for?
She genuinely did, and I was talking to a couple of people on Twitter about this tonight. She keeps reconfirming what we all say, which is she really should be on Bake Off. She's on the wrong show.
Yeah.
And you had a really good point tonight about the best way that you could possibly use her skills.
You merge her with Meat Bay, Ultimate Cook.
If you put them together, they would be an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
If they bring in next year Masterchef tag teams.
Jess Bay
would be awesome.
Yeah.
They would be unstoppable because, Meat Bay, good with meat. Jess Bay would be good with meat and dessert.
Yeah.
Think of the possibilities. Unfortunately, if it's not a dessert, Jess can't do it.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a problem.
But she got through tonight, and luckily that was just in the mystery box challenge, which really only has a reward, no punishment.
Yeah. So the first one, the 5 that they tasted, Reese was tasted. They tasted his rack of lamb without splatter. Mm-hmm. It's not what they called it, but it's what I'm calling it because It's rare.
Racking lamb, sans splatter.
Speaking of without splatter, they tasted Brendan's, who served lamb without side of hand.
Without maiming himself.
Yeah. Although when we get to the second challenge, Brendan and Oil again. Gina's Yorkshire puddings, and again, another first, no pasta.
Yeah. But she's got other skills, and it's great to see them come out.
That's the point. Sarah, it was great to see Sarah.
Yeah.
We got a lot of Sarah on television. We haven't had a lot of her. That was great to see. We watched her cooking her dish. That was spectacular to see. They brought her up for the judging. She's beaming with this smile from ear to ear.
Yeah.
Gordon cuts the lamb open. It's overcooked, and I thought she was about to come puddle. And we're like, oh, and then we're like, hang on a minute. And then we're like, hang on a minute, there's no punishment. Okay.
Yeah. So it was good to see her get a bit of camera time.
Look, if I'm Sarah, I'm thinking Gordon Ramsay told me off. Look, that's just as
Can
good.
we be a GIF?
That's just as good as Gordon Ramsay saying that it's awesome. Sashi. He's on fire. Hang on a minute.
Can do no wrong. Yeah.
Sashi! So I will get the drop. I need to get the drop down. But
Sorry.
just moving around here.
Just getting my fest spray. If you haven't noticed, I've got my annual sinus infection.
So you can hear, unfortunately, the joys of illness on microphone. I know, great listening. We're all enjoying it.
I like to make it a full-bodied experience. It's a, tactile.
It's a full-bodied experience.
Yeah. Just keeping it real, rough and raw. So anyway, back to Sashi, who's fucking awesome.
So he made the lamb and cauliflower.
Sorry. I can't help it. I'm sorry to everyone at home.
Welcome to the audio experience on the Washing Up.
I keep forgetting that while you can't see me, dabbing my nose in the tissue, you
can hear it.
me.
Apologies. So
maybe we should edit that out.
No, we're leaving it in.
It's all in.
It's a full experience. If I'm experiencing it, we're all experiencing it.
Sorry.
Wedded bliss. So
you keep telling yourself that.
Lamb with a cauliflower crumb with a beer reduction.
Yeah.
The beer reduction looked amazing.
Fucking hell.
Was it, you will forever be known as the man that launched the cauliflower donut. And everyone's like, no, he won't be. But well done, Sashi. It was a great effort, and he found himself up on the gantry again. I wonder if they just don't like putting Sashi down with the others. Right. So they just put him up on the gantry every week just so he can watch. Maybe he had it written into his contract when he got on the show, one cook a night. So he has to go to the gantry.
You can do that as a contestant.
Yeah, well, Sashi can.
Sashi, what can this man not do?
Sashi!
Yeah.
Then we moved on. And we moved on to burgers. Now,
yes.
Now, before we move on to burgers, there was one thing I forgot to mention about the way that Gary and George reacted to Gordon Ramsay. It was one thing I did forget to mention.
Okay.
So, when you're young and someone really important is visiting.
Yes.
What do your parents normally do?
Tell you to shut the fuck up and keep away?
Yeah, or they go up and go, look, now, you make sure you're on your best behaviour.
Uh-huh.
We don't want you to embarrass us. So what they were doing was Gordon was going bench to bench, and while he was doing that, Gary and George were going 3 benches ahead. And what they were basically saying to all the contestants was, don't you embarrass us. Because they were going, you got to make sure that's good.
Yeah.
Would you do that? I wouldn't do that. Would you do that? I wouldn't do that. Quickly, what I do is I change it up and do something else quickly. Quickly. Change it. He's coming. He's Gordon. Nice to see. Don't punch me in the face, Gordon.
Superintendent Chalmers.
And that leads us nicely into burgers. Why did no one do a steamed ham?
Oh, classic Simpsons. Missed right there.
Right, steamed clams. It was like they could have done that. It was great.
You call them steamed hams, despite the fact they clearly have grill marks.
Yes. What is that? What is in your kitchen? Aurora Borealis. Anyway, moving on before I do the entirety of steamed hams. So we got to the burgers. Now, they started with Samira, which worried me. Because they gave Samira a lot of time. I'm like, oh, don't do that. Every time you do that, she's in elimination. So she was making the lamb burger with it, and she made the homemade bun.
I know. And good on her for just going, no, I can do this. I think it did help Gordon go and get them cooking now.
That helped.
But bloody hell, well done, Samira.
Yeah, she managed to do that. Then we brought around Reese.
Yep.
And they said, what are you doing? And he went, I'm doing a classic beef burger with some onion rings. And
Yeah.
Gordon nodded and walked off. And Reese went, Gordon seems to like the sound of my burger. And I'm like, you literally just said burger with onion rings. You didn't give me much to go off. I mean, you sort of went, there's a bit of a jam there and a bit of a this and a bit of a that. But you didn't really, describe it in any detail.
But apart from that...
So Gordon just went,
all right.
Yeah, sounds good. And look, to be fair to him, he did cook brilliantly.
Yeah.
He really did cook brilliantly.
There you go.
Top 3, so well done.
There we go.
We'll go to Ben because I want to come back and talk to. So there's 2 people we really need to talk about.
Yeah.
I'll start with Ben.
Yep.
I'm going to make a burger. It's going to be a classic beef burger.
Yep.
I make these all the time. Now, anyone...
this is right up my alley.
Anyone who has ever heard us do our Bake-Off reviews...
You don't talk yourself up.
The second you go, this is my week on Bake-Off, you are going home.
That is the call of death.
It is the rule. If you go, this is my week, you're probably going home.
And editors are going, thank you.
So glad you said that. So what does Reese do? What does Ben do? But stands up and goes, I make this all the time at home. It's my beef burger. It's like, oh, crap. We all know how this ends. And
part of me was going, well, I hope he does. I'm hoping that editor, like they did last week, fucks with us, and it's the complete opposite.
And, I mean, they did fuck with you, but they fucked with you on Samira by putting her through to the top 3.
Yeah.
They didn't do it by putting him into elimination because... by putting him through and making it good. They put him into elimination because his burger was raw. Now... It's worrying when they cut back to him, and I want to know what he did for the duration of the challenge.
Because I whip those burgers up in, about half an hour? Apart from the patties. I usually buy those, which is why it means I could do it in half an hour.
But I want to know what he put together. I've made burger patties, and it doesn't take that long, even when you're resting the burgers.
Yeah.
But... your timing. It's a beef burger, so you know how long they take to cook. It's not like you did the chicken burgers, and we'll talk about some of those in a minute. It's not like you're doing a prawn burger. We'll come back to that one, definitely.
Yep.
But it's beef.
Yep.
You can't really screw it up. And yet...
Here we are.
You got a guy at the end going, I don't know if I'm going to be able to cook this beef burger properly.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, there are kids on minimum wage right now.
Flipping burgers better
Flipping beef burgers.
Oh.
So, look, they're not making their own patties. We get that. And we're sort of going overboard on that. But it's more to accentuate the point that if you're going to say, and this did come up as well, because they said to Ben, if you're going to make a beef burger and you're going to do it with onion rings, it'll want to be good. To which my first question was, so in other words, if you serve it with fries, you can make it shit? Is that what you can do? But they were right. If you're going to go with a classic beef burger, I don't care about what the side was. The side doesn't matter.
No.
If you're going to make a classic beef burger, if you can't get the beef burger right, you go into elimination because it's basic. Right? If you do it well...
You're basic.
If you do it well...
Sorry.
If you do it well, you're sensational. If you don't, you're basic.
I just want to say there, I had a little Codral floaty away moment. I'm
you
so
did.
sorry.
I looked over and I'm like, you're miles off. It's all good.
I started thinking about burgers and what I would do. And I was
What would you do?
Okay, so I was thinking, I'd make a bow for the bun.
Yep.
Because, I love Sarah Cheong and I love the shit she does. So I'd have a crack at that and then, do some pork belly, get some, nice rich plum sauce or something on there, some shallots, whatever, make that. Maybe some lotus chips, just to be different and stand out and hopefully pull it off. Otherwise, I'd be in fucking elimination.
Otherwise, you'd be in elimination with a raw pork
with
burger.
people just going, why did you even bother?
You're basic.
You're basic and you ruined some good meat.
And you're on Codral.
I'm so basic.
You're soldiering on, but you're on Codral. So...
You know what I wouldn't make, though?
What?
An Asian mayo.
Oh,
there was
the number of Asian mayos.
Who's the dude? He's a really lovely guy. I love seeing him on the twits. I gotta look him up because he's pretty.
So
cool.
while you work that out, Brendan. So Brendan decided to make a lobster burger.
Yeah.
Now, he managed to get it right, but I almost feel like it was an accident. Because Brendan in his voiceover turned around and went, I made a mistake in the first round. I didn't put my food on time. It's not going to happen again. Yeah. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to make sure I cook with plenty of time to spare. Cut to Gordon Ramsay going, your pot's not boiling. What's going on?
Yes. Lobster. It's going to be a lobster sashimi burger. Yeah. Okay, so the dude's name's Josh, right?
Okay.
And he did point out, fucking Asian mayo. What the fuck is with that shit? And it is. Asian mayo is essentially the same shit as Western mayo. It's eggs, oil, whipped up. And just because you add some like fucking wasabi or sriracha to it does not make it suddenly Asian.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Love of manga and anime does that.
No. If you're an Asian person making it, maybe?
Sort of, that counts. So Khan can get away with it.
Can't just mayo be divide, go across cultures? Can't it bring us together rather than having to divide?
You want to unite us via mayonnaise.
Like if Donald Trump, right, can
hang on a minute,
bring his mayo to the table with Kim Jong-un, if they can just all mayo together, maybe their fucking commemoration coin will be not in vain and actually be usable.
Do you or a loved one suffer from abuse of over-the-counter medications? Do you sit in front of a microphone and talk about Masterchef?
Alone.
If you do,
leave Kristie alone.
But washing up podcasts is for you.
I'm your wife.
I know.
Be kind.
Which makes this brilliant. All right, so to bring it back to Brendan and to bring it back to his lobster burger, Gordon Ramsay just starts swearing at him. It's one of the times he did use his F-bombs. Woo. And Brendan, they cut back to Brendan's voiceover. He goes, yeah, I've done it again. I've left it a bit too late to put my lobster in. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then he takes off up the kitchen running around frantically. And I'm like, there's lots of oil going in that kitchen. Brendan, don't start running around oil. Last time you did that, you nearly lost a hand.
I predicted this. I predicted Gordon Ramsay having a go at Brendan.
Well, why wouldn't he? I know you did mention it in the last podcast.
I don't care if you've got one hand, Brendan. You can still cook a fucking lobster. Chop, chop, Brendan, chop, chop. Or I'll glass you. You scared of Cobram Estate? I'll make you fucking scared of Cobram Estate. PTSD ain't got nothing on me.
Remember, victims of Cobram, please give generously. So, Brendan didn't fall into the vat of oil. He wasn't cut by oil bottles. He didn't burn himself, and apparently turned out a pretty decent burger.
Yeah, cooked the lobster one. Well done, Brendan.
Lobster one, well done.
You are the real hero of that dish, by the way, Brendan.
Khan. Now, Khan made fried chicken. Khan made fried chicken, and
added some fabulousness
dance
to the
moves,
fucking Masterchef kitchen.
He tasted his chicken, and I've never seen a man more delighted with a burger.
I want to see him and Marcus Matea going for it.
That'd be great. But he took a bite, stepped back from the counter, went, "Ooh, that was good," and gave it this shimmy and flick as he did it. It was brilliant.
We need more of that.
And the judges really
dancing with the Khan.
The weird part with the judging for Khan was they started tasting the burger and they're like, "I like the burger, I like the chicken, I like the toppings, I like the pickle, I like the side you've gone with. We went duck fat potatoes. I like that side too. I like all of that."
And then left it.
Yeah, and then it just hung there, and you're like, that tone is a but. There was no but. They just left that. It was like, that is all. Please take your meal.
Okay. What I'm hoping is that there was a lot of fucking swearing between Ramsay and Khan, and they couldn't use it.
And Michelle was running in and out.
Michelle was there too.
Now, what Michelle needed to do was swear all the way through her night.
Yeah, then we wouldn't have known about her prawn burger.
So we'll go to Michelle.
Oh, Michelle.
Now, Michelle goes...
The steak was prawn burger.
Michelle goes, I'm going to make a prawn burger with chili and lime and polenta chips.
Oh, don't forget, and maybe an Asian mayo.
Yeah, well, chili and lime was enough. It was just... Now, Ramsey looked at her like she was from another planet.
Yeah.
And went, polenta chips. And she went, yes. So you're telling me you're going to cook the polenta, you're going to put it in the fridge, you're going to set it... Oh, it's in the fridge now. Okay, fine,
Cool.
good,
All
yeah,
right.
whatever. Got to do all that. Okay, yep, prawn burger. Okay, fine, yeah, sure, whatever. Walks away. Michelle, once again, like we talked about before with Ben, goes, I got this. Make this all the time. I'm doing this. And the polenta chips, I really like the crunch of polenta chips. You know what I like the crunch of, Michelle? Chips. You know what crunches really well when you cook them up properly? Chips.
Yeah.
You know, Khan made duck fat potatoes. You know what happened? They crunched. You know what I don't need to crunch? Polenta.
I like crunchy polenta chips.
Be that as it may. Polenta.
Right.
Right, when potatoes are right there in front of you.
But you're happy with that as a cornbread, though? Like, you like your cornbread?
I'm okay with it in cornbread.
Okay. So at our wedding, right, it was everyone bring a plate.
I know you all want to hear about the wedding instead, but we've got to get
okay.
into the episode
Okay.
first.
Oh, sorry.
No, go
just
through
diversity. So I've got two mates. One makes a gumbo, one makes a chili, and they're fucking phenomenal. And then one makes cornbread, and it's fucking phenomenal. And the best part about the wedding is that we've got chili to take home and cornbread. And that just made...
And our wonderful nuptials.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah, and the fact that we got married. Oh, I guess I'm a terrible wife.
it's going well so far.
Oh, let's get off the codrel and go back to the
Let's get
ranch.
off the podrel and back to the ranch.
Back on the Vespa.
Back. No, there was no Vespa.
I know there was no
And
Vespa.
thankfully, I didn't even have to call it out. Lisa Romano did it for me. Thank you,
Where's
Lisa.
the Vespa?
Thank you, Lisa. So, Michelle is making these polenta chips and the prawn burger. Now, one of the phrases you never want someone to say, they pull out the one burger and she goes, I look at that, it's brown on the outside, it looks cooked. It looks cooked.
It's like my mum's duck. It looks cooked.
You've just made a prawn burger and it looks cooked. Then she says that she made a smaller test patty when they're doing the judging. No, you don't make a smaller test patty. You make one the same size because you need to know if the cooking time is the same.
Yeah.
If it's a smaller patty, it cooks faster.
Uh-huh.
Right? That is logic. Right?
Not tonight.
I'm not a professional chef. I know some of you are stunned. I'm not a professional chef, but even I know that if you're going to test cook something, it's going to be the same size, really.
Yeah.
To make sure, at least the same thickness. It didn't have the same girth, but the same thickness would have been good. Don't giggle.
Oh, you don't get
Madam
it.
Codrell.
Okay.
Madam
so
Codrell.
Tonight, I knew it was good for Gordon Ramsay because he's like, that's the money shot.
Yes, Ramsey did talk about the money shot.
Oh, my prediction is he says felching by the end of the week.
And if he doesn't, you'll say it in his voice.
I will.
So, we had... Michelle didn't test the burger. Then she gets the polenta out and cooks the first batch, and it doesn't work, and she's got no sides.
Yeah.
And she sort of made...
Some kind of veggie. Wasn't it beetroot
It was
chip
a
or something?
veggie chip of some description that wasn't
Yeah.
particularly appealing, and it looked worrying. And then, of course, when they got up to the judging, they cut the burger open. Now, you've never seen anything quite like it. She turned around and was boasting and confident when they cut the burger open.
Oh, it's cooked.
It's cooked. Yep, it's cooked. Yep. Cut it open. They go, "Oh, what's that? Is that cooked?" To which her response is, "It should be cooked." Now,
Hi, four people, including world-renowned chef Gordon Ramsay, Australian-renowned chef George Columbaris and Gary Mahan, and
Matt Preston. Noted Pim's lover.
How's that game, Matt? Well,
How's the big game?
not so good this morning.
I know he swapped. Ow! Oh!
Although, you heard me swear at Real Madrid when they were mentioned in the ad break, didn't you?
Ow!
Poor Liverpool.
You follow up the "I'm not being a good wife so far, am I?" with mentioning the Champions League final as a Liverpool fan.
Not
Don't
me,
do
it's
that.
my Codrell.
Don't blame the Codrell, Barnaby. It was the Codrell.
Deliriousness. Oh.
So anyway, Michelle's prawn burger is raw. Her polenta chips didn't work.
She just
Nobody
shrimp on the Barbie.
Nobody tasted anything. I personally, if I was going to do that, you could have done it. Mum Mum used to make salmon rissoles, which are amazingly good. I would have got away with making a salmon risole as the burger patty.
Yeah.
And you could have fried that, and we know it cooks.
Well, there's a few people whose burgers I didn't see, like Jenny's, for example. I
have no idea what she did.
She got a fish out, so I saw that she would have done a fish
Okay.
burger.
What did Kirsten do?
Did see?
I don't know. Joe...
She had good buns.
She
flashed her buns at Ramsey.
I know about the good buns.
And now they're going to go on Love Island.
But do we know anything about what she was in the middle of the buns? Don't say Gordon Ramsay.
No, in the middle of the buns. Oh, Gordon Ramsay sausage.
Well done. Well done. Snorted.
I can't breathe.
Nice and delirious there.
Sorry, everyone.
Aldo, we saw that he was making a pork burger, and that was the last we saw of it. We didn't even see it tested.
I don't even know what Huda was doing. They just flashed her when they go, I'd like to see a Lebanese style burger. Flash to Huda. It's like
they showed Huda, and after she mentioned that she was going to do it on a skewer maybe, and the first challenge, we never heard from her again.
That's it. Bye bye Huda.
We did hear from Chloe.
Oh dear.
Now I'm going to open this up by saying I absolutely love a chicken katsu curry.
Oh shit, yeah.
I am a bandit for a katsu curry.
Oh yeah.
When I heard the words chicken katsu curry burger, my first thoughts were, what the fuck are you doing?
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen them served up in places before.
Too soggy. The curry gravy sort of goes too soggy.
Yeah.
Messes with the texture of the bun. It doesn't. The flavors don't work unless you've got a slightly different flavored bun. If you wanted to do it, you could do what they do at one of my favorite burger places on earth, Moss Burger.
Yeah.
Where Moss Burger made the rice patty burgers.
Oh, that's right. You were talking about
Moss Burger with a katsu curry burger on rice patties.
Yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
There wasn't a lot of inventiveness going on in terms of the buns tonight. Except for Azerbaijan, which, just came out on top in Eurovision. Sorry, Masterchef. Something I would have done to turn that up, though, I would have done a veggie burger, right? Like a Japanese-style veggie burger.
You've lost me. Anyway.
Now hear me out. And then as the chips, as the side to serve it, chicken katsu strips with the curry sauce. Done. Done. Call me Codral crazy.
You know what?
Call me Huda, because she goes crazy.
This Codral fever dream may have worked. I like that idea. That's a good one.
Because you could do what's it called? Where they fry the it starts with a T, and I don't want to call it teppanyaki because it's not. But it's when they dip it in batter and then they fry it up.
Tempura.
Tempura! Codral doesn't know tempura. They could tempura some veggies and stuff, make a tempura burger, and then the katsu chips on the side. That solves your soggy issue.
It's ingenious. You know what else solves your soggy issue?
What?
Making sure the potatoes aren't moist, making sure the oil's up to temperature, using the right potatoes. and I workshopped this idea with former Masterchef contestant, former teacher, and an all-round great tweeter, Alison Frames, and we workshopped this problem, and I put the first two parts up. She put up the potato. Then we came up with a great idea of the idea of the Masterchef lifeline. Yeah. And for Alice to be the lifeline, just up in the control booth, just with a headset on going, I can fix your problem. All right, this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. And talking them through the problem. I like that idea. I think that'd be cool.
She could be like the coach on the sidelines.
Whistle. Give her a whistle.
Oh, what if you could have that? This would be awesome, right? As a challenge, every single person gets an ex-MasterChef contestant that's gone on to do well. Not just Shannon Bennett, but you get Elena in, you get Ben Ungerman, you get people that were on before, who's Sarah, just different people in, right? And one-on-one coaching as you're going through your challenge. It would be awesome. And then you get to see old faces again and have a big party afterwards.
That would work.
That you invite me to without the Codral.
That's what you want. So we got into the testing, and it was pretty. I picked two of the three. I couldn't work out who the third one was going to be to elimination. In hindsight, it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So they didn't even bother to say the first two names. They just went, if we couldn't eat your burger, step forward.
Yeah.
So Michelle and Ben stepped forward. They were automatically into elimination. Chloe was the third
Raw.
one. Good God, man. Yeah. Who is it good for? Absolutely no one. Say it again. the challenge they've got to do tomorrow night is follow along with Gordon, which I'm really looking forward to.
I'm sorry. That's how it's going to go. That's just a metaphor, an audio metaphor.
It is actually. I sort of think that Chloe's the only one really who's going to be able to keep up with Gordon. Yeah. Michelle does a lot of stopping and checking and triple checking, which she did the other night, which worked. That's a problem. And I worry that if Ben gets off track, he can't get back on.
Yeah.
Chloe, I think, has those abilities. We'll see what happens, though. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. In the immunity challenge, we have, obviously, Sashi. and after Sashi, then the other two people that went through were Reese, who went through after his classic burger worked.
Yeah, those onion rings look divine.
So, and Samira. And isn't it nice to see Samira on the good end of it?
It is. It's good to see her going into the immunity challenge.
It's nice to see her name get called, her step forward, and her be smiling.
Yes, and not like, on the verge of tears.
Such a big change. So we'll wrap it up with the wedding talk, because there's some people that want some wedding talk. So
they do. That's good.
Let's wrap it up with some wedding talk. So
we got married. It
was a lovely day. Again, the flower girl did try to race everybody.
Yeah, my niece Taylor is fucking awesome. I love her to bits.
We made everyone walk around. We had a venue that looked remarkably like a glass version of the Bake Off shed.
Yeah, it was complete with bunting, our friend Gabby.
There's great photos. Hashtag washing up wedding. There's some great photos out there if you want to have a look. If you don't, feel free to just skip this bit.
Just skip this bit.
And pretend we're done.
Yeah. So Gabby, who's been on the podcast before, a fellow Bake Off fan, who was so kind and let Jeremy from Bake Off stay at her place. And
Jeremy made some macarons, and oh dear God.
Oh my God, that was so good. So, yeah, it was a pretty cash affair, but it looked really pretty. And it was a perfect day for us. It was everything we envisioned it to be. We invited close friends and family. Essentially, we could only have about 70 people there. So it was very, and you've got thousands of relos, and I have immediate family, and the rest of my family don't talk. So, I had some friends who are chosen family.
So we had everyone brought food, which was great. Yeah. When you know so many people who can cook, why not?
Yeah, I was in teal.
You were in teal. I was in floral
and flamingos
and flamingo Converse.
Yeah,
and no, it was a really lovely day. It was a fun day. It was a funny day. The vows were hilarious.
If we do say so.
Somebody may have said felching in the vows.
No, I interjected into your vows of the word
say
felching.
The word felching. She actually did. That's not
it's
a joke.
On tape.
There is a recording somewhere. She referred to spy satellites.
They were witnessing...
we had a helicopter flying around, so we assumed they were Paps.
Yeah.
They were there to get our shots. But we'd already sold the exclusive rights to Caravan Monthly. Which is interesting because I'm not a big fan of caravans. But anyway, they had the highest bid, £4.60. So that'll be good.
Here we are.
The cake was made by the amazing Monica Moorish at Moorish on Twitter.
And
Moorish
the food,
cakes.
This is the whole thing where because we didn't want to go over the top. We're not wealthy people, but we didn't want to also, we wanted to put the money in the right places that we did have. So, we said to ask people instead of guests if they could bring some food to contribute to a lunch. And wow, our friends can cook. There were everything from deviled eggs, which are I'm a bandit for, to the chili I mentioned before. Someone made these little duck kind of, what's it called? Pastries with sesame on top. Oh my God. Your aunt's bloody angel cakes.
And again, it said Jeremy made macarons and that man. The only request that I had from anybody to bring a certain type of food was my mother, who turned around to me and said, "Can Jeremy bring macarons?"
Yes.
So I made a special phone call and asked Jeremy to bring macarons.
And I have to say, one of the piece de resistances was the Tower of Trifle that the girls brought.
There was a Tower of Trifle.
Elise.
There was a Tower of Trifle. It was incredible. It wasn't as big as Chris's, but it went down a treat. And it was fairly sizable.
It was.
It was big enough to feed everyone there. And it went quite well. And the bar. I cannot say enough about the bar.
Okay, Speakeasy Sydney or undisclosed.
Yep, so Speakeasy Sydney, we'll publicise the hell out of them.
3 guys.
Turned up, full bar service, cocktails, mocktails, wine, spirits,
Make it mean dark and stormy.
Oh, they were brilliant.
Yeah.
So Speakeasy Sydney, I cannot recommend them enough. If you've got a gathering, they take care of everything. You get the leftover of the wine and stuff like that. You buy that, that's you.
Yeah.
The service is exceptional.
Phenomenal.
The quality of cocktails is out of this world.
Yeah.
And again, they haven't paid us to plug this, but
No.
they were so good. Plug the hell out of them. Speakeasy
Yeah.
Sydney. Give them a look up on social media. I think they're on Instagram.
Yeah.
They're incredibly good.
And I also have to say, like, I'm a bit of a frump in day-to-day life. Like, I just, I don't need to worry about being all that because I am, and I know that. But someone who brought out my inner all that was my makeup artist, Stacey.
Yeah.
Who's in a awesome punk indie band called Stella something or other. And I can't remember because Codrell doesn't know.
Codrell doesn't know that. We'll look up
But
later.
she was lovely, and the people who did my hair, my rescue hairdressers, they were fucking
Your
phenomenal.
rescue hairdresser, Jess, you need
Yeah.
backups. But yeah, so it was a wonderful wedding, and it was a wonderful day, and
Your brother's speech was hilarious.
It was, and we had so many people giving really, really good feedback online too. We had lots of people tweeting at us and sending us social media messages, and we're really thankful for all of that. So thank you from us to you. Thank you very much. And we've let photos go out there because in a weird way, people who listen to this are a part of the day.
Yeah, you're part of our extended family.
You're a part of it. I mean, and I, after the vows, we did sort of start the ceremony proper off, the party off by, again, going, my name's Chris.
And I'm Kristie.
So, and this is the washing up wedding. So
try and do a falsetto then.
You can't do it. You can't do your normal voice. It doesn't work for you. So with that in mind, we will be back on Tuesday night to talk all things elimination and all things immunity.
Indeed.
Up until then, hope you've enjoyed and stuck along with this and worked out what the hell we were doing because it's been a long weekend. We're a bit tired. Someone's a bit codderly. So up until then, I'm still Chris.
And I'm now Lady Bukeford.
You are Lady Bukeford. And we will see you all on Tuesday.
Ciao.